let me actually bring up another controversial topic that is a new type of toxin that's really big. And I have tons of questions about this. And I know you've touched on this, 5G, because so many people are really excited about this new technology. It's going to give us such access to information at a really quick rate. And not many people are talking about, well, what are the potential downsides of it health-wise? You are, I know. So let me ask you this just to start. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being this is no threat whatsoever to our health, 10 being this is a huge health threat, where do you put 5G right now?
15.
Oh, great.
But I want to take it from another angle. As humans, we have de-evolved from our higher brain centers. So as humans, we have the most advanced forebrain, the most advanced frontal lobe.
Some of us.
As humans, as a species, come on now. As a species, we have the most advanced frontal lobe. Most of our frontal lobe development happens outside the womb. In fact, almost all of it. Whereas most other mammals, a great deal of neurological development happens in utero. In humans, very little neurodevelopment happens in utero. Most neurological development, brain development, happens outside the womb. And so it is said that the forebrain, the frontal brain, the higher brain centers, the thinking, the critical thinking, the evaluation, the assessment, the analysis, the reason, the thought, the philosophy, the contemplation, the awareness, the consciousness, the focus, the paying attention, the processing. All those things are part and parcel of a frontal brain that is in the process of maturing. And, it's said that in men will usually max their development by 28 to 30, and women will max their development 25 to 28. But in order for that to happen, the part of the brain that we're born with that's most dominant has to quiet. And that's the hindbrain. And the hindbrain is the place of survival. It's the fight or flight, danger response, high alert, adrenaline, excitement, impulsivity, reactivity, addiction, habituation, desire, longing, fight. It's the part of the brain that you don't use to think. You just impulsively do. And so we are at a time in our consciousness, guys, where we are battling hindbrain versus forebrain dominance. And the forebrain is losing the battle. And the reason it's losing the battle is because we are in our wants and immediate gratifications to a point where we lop off the function of the front brain. Because we want what we want and don't care what it does to us because we want it. Because it's going to give us blank, 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 and blank. And we're going to go to any extreme to get it, to have it, to buy it, to own it, and to be proud of it. And who cares? Right? And that's where we are. So for those people who are not happy with this pushing through of the increased electromagnetic fields, they're critically thinking. For those people who are stuck in this basic addictive need for the best, the most powerful, the fastest, the greatest, the biggest, the whatever, they're going to not care that it might fry them because they have that indestructibility, right? I'll be fine. I'm fine. Nothing's going to happen to me. I just want it. And so no information is going to seep in for them to think otherwise. The problem is that those of us who want to think and want to protect ourselves are at the mercy of their desires and their monetary desires and their speed and their bigness, right? And that's where we're in trouble. Because, there are those who say, well, we're always exposed to radiation. That's true. That's very true. But there's a difference between synchronous radiation and asynchronous radiation. And it appears that the 5G is asynchronous, meaning when it hits us in an unstable waveform. And that in and of itself can be very, very damaging to the body. It's so damaging that it can dislodge oxygen from our red blood cells. And so, because people want it so badly, they don't care. And so it's that want that's what Madison Avenue is based on. The whole field of advertising is based on the whole field of Silicon Valley. The whole development of apps is based on, we don't care if this is good for you. The whole food business, the whole agricultural business, it's all based on, we don't care whether it's good for you. We want you to be convinced that it's good for you. And we want you to be convinced that you need it. And we're going to make sure that you believe that you need it. And of course, if everybody else has it, how could I not? And so it's very clever advertising. And it's very clever poisoning as well.